Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you a couple different ways where you can create charts simply by using formulas. One will be in Google Sheets and one way will be in Microsoft Excel. So that I'm going to use are Netflix paid subscribers by quarter. So I pulled this from the company's filings, so these are in thousands. So as of the end of Q3 they had about 247.2 million paid subscribers. So I could chart this out through a normal chart using column chart, but that's kind of a bit boring. So what I'm going to do is use the repeat function, REPT, and so it repeats a text a number of times. So this is one of the cool things that you can do in Excel, and this functionality exists in Google Sheets as well. So the process would be the same. So if I open up parentheses, you'll see it asks me first for the text that I want to repeat, and so to put it in quotes, and I'm just using a straight vertical line on my keyboard. It's right above the enter key, so I'm not using the letter I, I'm using the straight vertical line. And so the number of times I want to repeat it, so this is where you may require some trial and error to figure out how many times you want it to repeat. I don't want it to repeat 207,000 times. Obviously that would be too much, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and divide it by a factor of 20,000, roughly about 10%, right? And close that out, and you can see it's repeating, right? So a fair bit of times, but it doesn't look like a chart at all, right? So what I need to do is change the font. And what I'm going to use is Britannic Bold, which works well. As you can see, there's no spacing in between. It looks like a solid line. So right now it looks pretty good. If I had these bars going up and down here, it would look like a bar chart going from left to right. But I want my chart going vertically up and down. So what I can do, select this alignment button here and make the orientation so it's going up, set of 90 degrees. I hit OK, and as you can see, now I've got my chart looking like a column chart. Now you can start to see a little bit of the gaps in there. So what you can do is really modify the font to whatever looks good, right? So you can make it as large or small as you need it to be. So as you can see, seems to be at 28. It looks pretty good, pretty solid. And so now what I can do is copy this formula over, and just like that I've effectively created some column charts. Now obviously I've got some gaps in here, so if I were to shrink these columns down, let's say a column width of about 4, obviously the text is not going to be as visible. As you can see, you've created that effect where you've got a column chart. So one thing you could do is potentially move this data over here and have an area for your chart, so that way you can get rid of those gaps. But as you can see, a really easy way to create column charts. And again, you can do the same effect for bar charts if you had the data going the other way, in which case you would not need to change the orientation. And you can also change the color as well. So if I selected a red font color, changes to red, right? So just like how you would change a typical chart in Excel, you can do that with your formula here. All you need to do is just change the font color. Now I'm going to switch over to Google Sheets. So I've copied the exact same data onto here, and now Google Sheets has, like I said, it has the same REPT function. They also have a function for their Sparklines. Now in Excel, you can do Sparklines, but they're not through a formula. So I'm going to show you how you can do that in Google Sheets. So here, there's a function called Sparkline, right? So simple enough, you can just select all the data that you want to put into your Sparkline, and it creates a really easy visual to see, right? But there's actually more that you can do here. So right now we've just got a simple line chart, but you can see there are options that you can apply here. So the example it uses is chart type, bar. You can set a maximum. So there's different rules that you can apply to this. So let's say I want to make this a column chart. So I'm going to use the curly braces to open it up. And I'm going to set the chart type as what I'm changing. But instead of bar, I'm going to type in column, because I need my data going, my chart going vertically rather than horizontally. And close that with the curly braces, and then close that entire formula. So I've got my range, and within these curly braces, I say for the chart type, I want it to be a column. And just like that, I've got a nice, neat column chart right within Google Sheets. So even a bit easier to set up than Microsoft Excel, because with Excel, obviously, I have to spread it across multiple columns. I, have to worry about the spacing. Whereas in Google Sheets, it can automatically adjust based on my spacings. So I can make it as wide or as narrow as I want, depending on what I do with that cell. So really a convenient way to do that. And, you can do that in Google Sheets, or you can do that in Excel through the REPT function. And Google Sheets has the REPT function in here as well, so it works the same way. So a lot of flexibility in creating charts, so you don't have to worry about creating images that you have to move around. You can put in, you can create charts just by using formulas. So really easy to set up, as you can see in both Google Sheets and Excel. In Google Sheets, you can use the Sparkline function, which is really convenient if you just want to create a Sparkline, or even if you want to create a column chart, right? Same effect essentially. And you can look into the settings for the Sparkline to see other options that you can set up, like there's options for maximum and things like that. But I think the main thing you'd use it for is just setting that chart type to a different look and feel. But as you can see, whether you're using Excel, whether you're using Google Sheets, there's a lot of flexibility here to make your charts, look a bit customized, and just being able to set them up just by using formulas. So one way to change things up a bit rather than having to always go through the insert option and select column charts. You can obviously do that, but then you're dealing with images, moving stuff around, and if you just want a quick way to create it, using your formula can be a way to do that. So hope you found this video useful. Thanks so much for watching.